Edit today. I have this lovely Ipswich variety of the Savannah Sparrow, a very light colored species that we only seem to get here in the winter in central and southern New Jersey, which is cool. So anyway, photographed it on some jetty rocks, which is some neat habitat for it. But as you can see, the light was actually decent, but I underexposed it a little bit, so it's just kind of dull and lifeless at this point. So let's see if I can't go ahead and improve that. So I will start by hitting the wrong button. There we go. Hang on. Let's get that turned on. There we go. All right. That's for anybody curious, by the way, it's I use the P-Fixer plugin that allows me to control all the sliders with keyboard shortcuts. As you can see, like watch I'm moving the shadows, moving the blacks, the exposure, and then I'll warm the white balance up, and you can see my cursor is nowhere near any of that. So that's all done just via keyboard shortcuts. And yeah, I really like the software to be able to do that. I find it to be much faster to kind of adjust and tweak a photo using that compared to, physically dragging every slider around. I don't have every slider mapped with a shortcut, but most of them I do. So in any case, that's looking much better. I'm going to go a little bit more blue with the sky. So drop a graduated filter on that. Then I'll drop another one on down here. I don't know if I want to go lighter or darker with the rocks. So you know what? I won't bother adjusting it in here. And I'll go ahead and do that in Photoshop, which I'm going to hop over to right now. And just while I'm waiting, the other part of that plugin that I use is I actually have a physical, it's a MIDI slider board. So I actually have physical sliders that I can use to adjust everything in Lightroom. So it's just like, it's a music mixing board is what it is. And it's just adapted to work with Lightroom, and it's a lot of fun. I used to use it a lot more when I was doing wedding photography and color correcting a ton of stuff. So I don't use it quite as much anymore, but every once in a while I have a big batch of photos to do, and it's really nice to have. All right, so I'm going to start out by just kind of lightening up the bird and the entire area around the bird there. So I'm not going to get too precise on this because I don't think it's necessary in this circumstance here. But I do want to kind of brighten up the bird. And now I have to decide. I'm going to try a dodge first here to see if I want the foreground rocks to be lighter, or if I want actually just kind of everything there to be lighter, or if I want to go darker with it, I'm thinking I'm going to stick with the lighter look because I'm kind of digging that. Yeah, I'm liking this a lot more with it just being kind of a little bit more light and airy instead of kind of dark and moody in this case. And I think the rocks, these jetty rocks, they're not a lot of dark in them, so it would be a bit odd to kind of push them in that direction. So yeah, I'm just going to go a little bit lighter with everything, a little bit lighter in the background. Now the bird's going to end up getting too light at this point, so I'll just come back in and get rid of that on the bird. There we go. Bring him back down to normal densities. There we go. It's looking pretty good. There we go. This part got just a little bit too dark. Nice. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick add on the catch light here. Just kind of make that stand out a little bit more. And then I think actually now that I've zoomed in, I can see the blacks in my image, especially around the eye there, like in the pupil and everything, are a little bit too light. So let's kind of punch them down actually. That's better with the contrast. And then that sky color is a little bit off for me. I'm just going to go a little bit more blue with it, a little less cyan. I think is the direction I want to go with that. And then we'll paint some of that in. See what that looks like. Let's go a little bit more blue. Yeah, that kind of cleaned it up. It's a subtle difference. Ooh, got a little too purpley down there. And I think that's going to about do it. I think I've gone a little too light with the bird. So maybe this first adjustment that I did just kind of in that area, I can just kind of tone down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that feels a little better. Yeah, nice. And then lastly, I do just want to kind of enhance the little peach tones on the beak and the legs there. Just kind of make them stand out a little bit more. So a little bit more orange color. And I'm just going to paint some of that in on the bill and then on that bright orange leg there. There we go. Oh yeah, wait. And then we'll do a little added yellow on the face there where there's already some nice yellow. Just kind of enhance those colors. There's like a yellow wash all over the face there too. There we go. Nice. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. So there's before, after. Let me get that saved. We'll head back into Lightroom and see the total before and after on this one. I think compared to the original, it's going to be vastly different. But again, as with most of these, just a nice, quick, easy edit. Nothing too major. I didn't have to get real specific and select anything precisely or nothing like that. Just nice, easy, general, kind of localized adjustments. So bear with me, computer's working pretty slow. Yeah, there we go. Big difference there in just the overall look and mood of this photo. Obviously, we have the final on the left in this case, and that's the original on the right. You can just see how kind of dark and dingy that looks. Way more life in this photo now. Just looks a lot better. So thanks for joining me on this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, picked something up from that. And if you want to learn a little bit more and work with me either directly or sign up for an online course I have, head on over to rayhennessy.com. Just go to the workshops menu and then choose the online workshops. And you can access the online remote sessions with me, which is where we work together directly. I have an online Lightroom for wildlife photography course that teaches you everything I know about how I use Lightroom for editing wildlife photos. A bird photography course, which shows you everything I know about shooting in the field, and then mentorships, which you can sign up to work with an ongoing basis with me. Also, just check the website in general. Every day, new content, new videos, new photos. Not new videos every day, but a few days throughout the week I have new videos. And then the podcast shows up there as well, the Wildlife Photo Chat podcast, as well as the new Photographer's Favorites show. So everything can be found at rayhennessy.com. Please check it out whenever you get a chance. And thank you so much.